Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for April 2017. This month I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently, but hopefully you'll like it. I'm going to be focusing more on the bigger energies around you this month, and we'll see what happens. Also this month, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But anyway, this month you start off with the Eight of Spades. Eight of Spades is a very good card. And again, I'm reading cards a little bit differently this month, going more off of intuition, less off of actual meanings. So, just so you all know, if you're wondering why meanings are different this month, that's why. But it is a card of being very strong-willed and wanting to move forward, so I think that a lot of you will want that. Again, just, to preface this, almost every single sign this month has had, so far, that I've read for so far, has had some sort of message of, really kind of looking to move ahead, really looking to kind of charge forward this month and get a lot done. So it makes you very powerful with this card, and it makes you have a lot of, very strong will, wanting to kind of conquer some things in your life, which is very exciting. It is a card that could have you feeling like you really want to, that you could be, really wanting other people to be happy about the things that you're doing, kind of like, I don't want to say seeking the approval of others, but kind of, you kind of are, I think, have that desire this month to make other people in your life happy. I've said it a million times before, Leos, I think, are huge nurturers in a lot of ways, and so I think that, it comes from that desire of wanting to nurture, wanting to help people, and wanting to make people happy in a lot of ways. You also could feel, you have the Joker next, and we're going to talk about this more once we get there, but you could feel like you have to prove yourself to somebody this month, but I actually think that'll be kind of, light a fire under your butt, so to speak, and it will make you want to do it. I think you have the desire to want to prove somebody right, basically, and not even prove somebody wrong. I don't even think it's a negative thing. I think it's like somebody asks you to do something, a major project or something along those lines, or maybe, something involving love and asks you to prove something in some way, and you're able to do it very easily, or at least, maybe not even easily, maybe it takes some time, but it does say that you will be able to do it as well. You could find yourself being more risky this month, willing, kind of having more of a desire to take risks. That's why, usually, traditionally, when I read this card, I always say, hey, be careful of things like drinking and driving, because with this card, again, it kind of removes some of your, or it increases your risk tolerance, so you're willing to take more risks that you wouldn't normally take. So be careful of that type of thing. And again, as always with this card, I always say, be careful of working out, and that's why I say it, because again, it's a risk tolerance type of thing where you might think, might be a little bit more brave this month, so you might take some sort of risk where you get injured. So be careful of all that. But a great card for balance, and also stepping forth onto a new way of balance. I'm also getting that this card could have you kind of just being a little bit impatient with things this month, and kind of having that, what do we call it, chatter in your head, where it's you're constantly questioning things and all this other stuff. I would say find some sort of outlet this month where you can put your energy into, whether, again, be careful, but it could be working out with this card, or it could be maybe go for walks, or maybe you enjoy doing some sort of hobby like fishing, or some other type of thing that you could do, that, again, if you start feeling restless, or you start having that chatter in your head, that the wheels are constantly going, and it's like you can't focus and you feel confused and things like that. Eights can be cards of confusion. So I think if you feel those feelings, that what you need to do this month is just use that energy in some other way. Work on something else. I think for those of you who feel like you're not making some sort of contribution, I think that's your overarching message, really. I mean, I probably don't need to go on for 10 minutes in your reading. I think your overarching message is that you have a desire to make some sort of contribution this month. So I think, and I think that, it will be more of a building process. It will take a little bit of time, and I think that's where the restlessness could come in. So just make sure during those down times where you feel like you're not moving forward, that you're doing something else, that you're using the energy constructively in some other way. Next, you have the Joker. Again, very interesting card. It's a card of being very busy, as I always say, on a certain level. It's a card of doing a lot, and just being very busy this month. But it's also a card that is a card of independence, feeling very independent this month, and very hardworking. And it's also a card of needing to decide where your opinions lie. This is a very important card during this time where we are seeing everybody being super opinionated, right? Even in in the news and all this other stuff. There's all this craziness going on. But this is actually a card of needing to have opinions. I feel like maybe some of you don't have, maybe some of you feel like you need to be a people pleaser. And sometimes I think that's what the Joker represents, feeling the need to please people. So don't be afraid to be to have an opinion on really anything. I don't think it's anything specific with this card. I think it's just saying, hey, don't be afraid to have some sort of opinion on things. Again, also very ambitious, like all of these things, very ambitious. And it's also a card of building discipline and building more self-discipline. I also look at this card always kind of like the Joker. It is the Joker. I look at this card as the Magician in the tarot sometimes, of having mastery over all of the suits. So it really is a card of mastery and, kind of being able to use the magic of all the suits, using kind of all your abilities on things this month to get what you want. Next, we have the Jack of Hearts, a great card of returns. I do feel like for some of you, this could be a child or somebody in your life. I feel like this message has come up for you in the past as well. I do feel like that some of you could have a child. I mean, and that child could be 30-something years old. Still, they're always your children, right? But I do feel like some of you could have a child that maybe you're worried about, or you're thinking about a lot, or you have some concerns about. And again, I feel like for those of you that this message is coming through for, this child probably lives away from you, or doesn't live in the home or something, but it could be somebody at home. And I feel like a lot of you could have worries about this child or this person in your life, but actually those worries, I think, are pretty unfounded. I think that they're actually doing much better than you think, and I also think that will come to light soon as well. It's kind of like one of those things. I think sometimes when you're going through some sort of challenges yourself, and then you feel like your child's going through some challenges, it just creates these major worries. So don't worry too much about that. Again, very charitable card. That's why I said that in the beginning with the Eight of Spades, that this card came up. It's a very charitable card, wanting to make some sort of contribution. Like I said, that's your main message for sure. It's also a card of being careful with your reactions this month. Definitely a message I'm getting off of it. Needing to gather evidence before you jump to conclusions on anything. Again, I think with Neptune this year, and really until it switches signs in 2025 or 2026, whatever it is, I think that Neptune and Pisces can, depending on what's kind of transiting and kind of matching up with it, I think can make us jump to conclusions way too quickly. We say something stupid and we don't regret it until years later. So just be careful of the the conclusions that you're jumping to in a lot of ways. It's a card of research. The Jack of Hearts, needing to research things before you jump into them. For some of you also relationship wise, I feel like that this card, number one, this can represent somebody new coming into your life as well. But I also feel like some of you who have recently lost a relationship, maybe not so recently, maybe a year, but maybe you feel stuck on the relationship. Maybe you can't let it go for whatever reason. So I do think that could be coming up at this time. I think some of you could be thinking about a past relationship that for whatever reason you can't move past, but I do feel like actually you're thinking about it so that you can heal it, so that you can let it go. So, I think that there actually could be progress there. And I'm saying that because you have the Six of Diamonds, card of progress. I think that a lot of you could be, again, I will say that the Jack of Hearts can get stuck in a lot of ways. So I do think that anywhere where a lot of you are stuck, you could be making a lot of progress. You could be moving forward in a lot of ways. I also think that a lot of you could be focused on your taxes at this time. Of course, this is like the card of doing your taxes. It's like the card of accountants and being an accountant and all this other stuff. So I do think that a lot of you could be focused on that type of those types of finances, which could be good, actually. It could be very good for you. This is a card of rebalancing. It's a card of things coming back into balance in your life. So maybe some of you do your taxes and you actually get a little bit more back, or something that, there's some sort of benefit there. It's also a card of planting seeds. I think that for a while this has been coming up for you. A lot of you could be working on some new things coming into your life as well. And it's also, I would say, a card, sixes can loosely have to do with like negotiating things. So I think that I say that, but I don't actually think that's what it has to do with this month. I think what it has to do with is any of your interactions, no matter what, negotiations or networking, whatever you're trying to do. Some of you might need to wear kind of different masks. Again, Joker, Six of Diamonds can be a card of needing to kind of not lie or anything like that. Again, you're being honest, but again, you might need to act a certain way in certain situations this month, just to kind of make things go the way you want them to go. So don't be afraid to do that as well. Also, a card of like very similarly, not revealing all your cards, no pun intended, kind of needing to play your cards close to your chest and not reveal all your secrets and all of this other stuff. I would say that message is true if you are getting a new job or you have a new job or something along those lines. Maybe you don't want to come out really hot and showing them everything you can do. Maybe you want to save up some of your kind of better tricks for a time when it's more important. But looks like a great month. So thank you for watching and enjoy your April.